Cannabis, marijuana, weed. These are just a few of the names for a plant that has been used for centuries, both medicinally and recreationally. This humble plant has sparked countless debates, igniting passions on both sides of the legalization battle. From heated political discussions to grassroots movements, the conversation around cannabis is as dynamic as it is divisive. But beyond the legal arguments lies a more nuanced question. How does chronic cannabis use affect us on a psychological level? This question delves into the heart of our understanding of human behavior and mental health. Does it fundamentally alter our personalities, or is its influence more superficial? For decades, the image of the lazy, unmotivated stoner has permeated popular culture, shaping public perception. This stereotype has been reinforced by countless movies and TV shows, but is there any truth to it? Or is it just a convenient caricature? But as more research emerges, we're beginning to understand that the relationship between cannabis and our minds is far more complex. Scientists are diving deep into studies examining everything from brain scans to behavioral patterns. One area of particular interest is emotional regulation, our ability to manage and express our feelings in healthy ways. This is crucial for maintaining mental well-being and healthy relationships. Some researchers suggest that chronic cannabis use might make it more difficult to control our emotional responses, leading to impulsive behavior, irritability, or even aggression. These potential side effects raise important questions about the long-term impact of cannabis on our emotional health. Others argue that these effects are temporary and that cannabis doesn't actually change our underlying personality traits. So who's right? The debate continues as new findings emerge. The answer, like most things in life, is complicated. It may depend on a variety of factors, including the amount and frequency of use, individual differences, and even the specific strains of cannabis consumed. As we continue to explore this fascinating topic, one thing is clear. The conversation about cannabis and its effects on our minds is far from over. Imagine this, you're at a party feeling the familiar euphoria of a cannabis high. The music is pumping, the lights are vibrant, and you're surrounded by friends who are equally enjoying the moment. You're laughing a little louder than usual, feeling more relaxed and sociable. Conversations flow effortlessly and everything seems just a bit more amusing. But then someone makes a passing comment that rubs you the wrong way. Suddenly the good vibes evaporate, replaced by a wave of anger or anxiety. It's as if a switch has been flipped and your emotional state takes a sharp turn. While this scenario might be familiar to some recreational cannabis users, for those who use it chronically, these emotional swings can become more pronounced and difficult to manage. The highs and lows can feel more extreme, and the emotional roller coaster can become a regular part of life. This is because cannabis, particularly THC, the psychoactive compound responsible for the high, directly interacts with the brain's endocannabinoid system, which plays a crucial role in regulating our emotions. This system is like a complex network of receptors and chemicals that help maintain emotional balance. Over time, chronic cannabis use can disrupt the delicate balance of this system, making it harder to process and regulate emotions effectively. The brain's natural ability to manage stress and emotional responses can become impaired, leading to more frequent and intense emotional reactions. This can manifest in a variety of ways, from increased anxiety and paranoia. You might find yourself feeling more on edge, constantly worried about things that never used to bother you, to difficulty controlling anger or sadness. Emotional outbursts can become more common, and feelings of frustration or despair can seem overwhelming. It's important to note that not everyone who uses cannabis chronically will experience these effects, and many factors can influence an individual's response, including genetics, environment, and the specific strain of cannabis used. Each person's experience with cannabis is unique, and understanding these nuances can help in managing its use more effectively. Remember that party scenario? Picture yourself at a lively gathering, surrounded by friends and acquaintances, everyone enjoying the moment. Now imagine that instead of letting a minor comment slide, you fire back with a cutting remark, completely oblivious to the social cues around you. The atmosphere shifts, and what was once a pleasant evening starts to feel tense and uncomfortable. This lack of tact, often accompanied by impaired judgment and impulsivity, can be another consequence of chronic cannabis use's impact on emotional regulation. When our ability to gauge the appropriateness of our actions is compromised, we may find ourselves in awkward or even confrontational situations. Tact relies on our ability to read social situations, understand unspoken rules, and respond in a way that's appropriate and considerate. It's about knowing when to speak and when to listen, and how to navigate the complex web of social interactions with grace. However, when our emotional responses are heightened and our inhibitions lowered, as they often are under the influence of cannabis, we may say or do things we wouldn't normally. This can lead to misunderstandings, hurt feelings, and damaged relationships. The things we blurt out in the heat of the moment can have lasting repercussions. For example, someone under the influence of cannabis might blurt out a personal secret, make an offensive joke, or share an opinion that would have been better left unsaid. They might interrupt a conversation without realizing they're being rude, or dominate the discussion without considering others' feelings. These behaviors can be particularly damaging in professional settings, where maintaining professionalism and emotional control is crucial. A single misstep can affect not just personal relationships, but also career prospects and professional reputation. It's important to be mindful of how cannabis use can impact our social interactions and the way we are perceived by others. Now here's where things get tricky. While chronic cannabis use can undoubtedly influence emotional regulation and lead to behaviors like reduced tact, it's crucial to differentiate these effects from inherent personality traits. After all, some individuals are naturally more impulsive, outspoken, or less attuned to social cues, regardless of their cannabis use. This distinction is vital because it speaks to the larger debate surrounding cannabis and its impact on our behavior. Are we witnessing genuine changes in someone's personality, or are pre-existing tendencies simply amplified under the influence of cannabis? Untangling this complex interplay of nature and nurture requires careful consideration of individual differences, genetic predispositions,